I'm Evelyn Vanderhoop, and I welcome you back today. I'm going to be demonstrating some joinery. These are the joins that are basic to the Naaxiin weaving techniques. You can see I've made 2 turns under the with the black and the yellow. So now I'm going towards where I will be doing the joining. I've already brought back down the braiding. And now with that last warp that I'm going to scoop up for the black side there, I'm going to include the black tails and the 2 white tails of the braid. And then I'm going to do a half twist here as I enclose the braids and that last black warp. Now I'm going to pick up the yellow and move it towards where the joinery happens. And when I enclose that last yellow warp, I'm going to be enclosing the yellow braid tail and the black braid tail. But I'm also going to include the weaver, the black weaver that came from the other side and that just got dropped. So I've got that enclosed, and now I'm going to do a Naaxiin turn, what I call the Naaxiin turn, which is the top one goes over and behind 1 or 2 warps, whichever breaks the pair above. So usually at this point, I'm going to do a couple of twines to get the yellow with a nice tension there, so it's not too loose. So I usually do a few twines. I do a little bit more today, but don't forget that the join is not done yet. You have to go back and you got to get that black weaver. Make sure it's the black weaver and not the black braid tail. So now you've completed a interlock join. So that's what you would call an interlock join. Now I'm going to join this other side. On the yellow side, I'm going to join a drawstring join. So the drawstring join, I've already done and put the drawstring in when I was doing the design side. So I'm attending to these braids now and bringing the tails down, and now I'm going to go into enclosing that last couple of yellow warps, and then there you see the me taking the needle through that interlock join and then bringing the yarn up so that it breaks a pair above, and then there we go. So that was how I joined the weaving of the yellow border to the weaving of the design area. And it was all camouflaged by the 3-strand braids that I put in there. So I'm going to bring up those braids right now, throw them over the loom, and now I'm going to be working on what we would call a dovetail join. So I went one warp over from where I had done the interlock join. So the yellow is extended 1 warp over in that instance. Now here I'm tucking in a couple of loose strings that came from when I ran out of the yellow. I dropped it right there, and then I added a new set of weavers. And so every for about 3 or 4 rows, I'm going to be tucking those loose ends in. Okay, so now I've brought those braids that I done yet. Now notice that I'm not taking and putting the time into including the drawstring there, and that's because you don't have to include the drawstring every time. Include it every other time, and that'll help you with your timing. Actually, I mean, it does shorten you from stopping your weaving and your twining to attend to your drawstrings. So just every 2 times. So now I'm here again, and I'm going to withdraw. I'm not going to go beyond where I had done the interlock join. I'm going to go right there below where I had done the interlock join. So if you stopped the video right now, you could see that there's a yellow that goes over and one that is in reduced one warp. So it's a bit of a step there. And if you were to look in the back, which you get to see in a minute or two. Okay, so now we're on to this edge, and I don't want to just turn. I want to make sure that I include that drawstring, because the drawstring and including that drawstring will make your joins real strong. So just every other turn would you not include them, and you definitely want to include them often to make your weaving strong. So now I take the black, and I did the yellow side. So there you get to see the dovetail pattern in the back, and it's all camouflaged by this the 3-strand. And so those are the joins. On this side, you're going to be 3-stranding and including the 3 strands every 2 turns. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me.